Well, hello. Welcome to the Creative Amplifier Show, where each week we're celebrating, every other week, I should say, we're celebrating Ecamm content creators and we're sharing their journey and their insights. And I'm Lisa, and I'm here with my two guys here, Mr. Mark, Mr. Neil. How are you guys?
We're good. We're having a bit of a trauma, but
we made it.
Yeah, we are. We're having a little, we had some gremlins in the house, little technical difficulties, but Mark is working it out on 4G. God, do it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I normally host the show, but the internet went out this afternoon, and yeah, I've got about 20 hamsters with wheels keeping the 4G going and coming in as best we can.
He's a trooper. So everybody's coming into my production today, which is in sunny Portugal, and we are on Starlink. And this is the most amount of guests I've had in one production. So fingers crossed, everybody. Yeah. We have a few comments. Yes. If you want us to go to that real quick, should we have a look at the comments first? All right, who do we have here? We have Keith. Keith, oh, it always does that. Let's make it full size. All right. Hi, Keith. Thanks for joining us. Hello, Dan. You're always here.
Hey there.
Yeah, thanks
a
lot,
Dan.
And, well, you know who's coming up soon.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. I know. All right. So let's go back. There you go.
So how's everybody? All
we are good.
Aside from our gremlins.
We've had a busy week. We've had a good week. It's been fun. It's great to be here again, seeing all these wonderful, shining faces. So yes, it's been great so far.
Well, yes, Mark.
Oh,
because there's such a delay. It's like a beat.
Okay.
So I might just keep quieter than normal.
Okay.
You can just put your hand up if you want to speak.
Yeah, exactly.
We have to do it like that. It's all anyway.
Or do a beatbox like you were about to do. So that's all stuff. That's fun too. Let's just get into our guests.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's bring our guest.
We are
on.
very, very excited to have Mr. James Hicks with us today. Hello, James.
Oh my goodness! Who let this guy on the screen? What it do, y'all? How y'all doing? Okay.
Yeah, we're good. We're very happy to have you here. Yeah, we made it work.
Thank you. I appreciate.
You're doing it.
Whatever it takes.
Neil sending me messages saying, "Hey, the link doesn't work." What? Send me another link. Wait a minute, that link doesn't work too. Come on now, what's going on with the creative amplifiers? Yeah. But here's a lesson in that. You're working through all the issues. You're finding a alternative means of getting it done. We got Starlink. We got AOL going. Some kind of way we're gonna have a stream and we're gonna have a show. So I'm just glad to be here.
Whatever it takes.
We're happy to have you here, and this is what live is all about. It's the unpredictable.
It is.
That's all it.
So we wouldn't have it any other way. We would not have it any other way.
Yeah, that's part of the fun of it. It's like it's the Tetris of making it work, right? So let's just get right into it. You are an engineering. Who's laughing at me? You're an engineering technologist. I want to know about your journey because you have a big history in tech and other things. So tell us a little bit about that.
Wow. Okay. Born in 1960. No. Okay.
I was like, did he freeze? Did I say something wrong?
I was like, how far we want to go back? Been in enterprise technology the majority of my career. Started back in the telecom world, so at GTE Data Systems before a lot of you were probably even born. Then I moved over to Hewlett Packard. Gave HP 20 years. I gave Apple 10 years. I literally still have Steve Jobs' quote in front of me in my studio right here, talking about the crazy ones, talking about put a dent in the universe. And I live that out every single day when I do this thing, press record, turn these lights on and have those conversations. 10 years with Dell. So again, around enterprise technology and really from an engineering perspective, that's why I have called myself an engineering technologist. The idea is to allow folks to have and utilize me as a resource to break down the barriers of understanding technology and how it really is infiltrating our mindsets today, right? Either from a personal perspective or for a professional perspective. So I'm just here to help I'm here to heckle from the back of the room, and I'm here to bring some value, I hope.
And you do. I've been watching all that you do, and I know now you're the founder of Hicks New Media, and
Yes.
I'd love to know more about that and how that helps what you do helps the community. And take it away.
So I started HicksNewMedia about, wow, this is actually 11 years now. And the premise back in the day was really around digital consulting and technology publishing. So started with WordPress. I'm huge in the WordPress community. I know the leaders of the Automatic open source project, Matt Mullenweg and things of that nature. So I've gone from writing things in text and blog format to really, I say if there was any blessing of the pandemic, when the world stopped, that was when I really got into the video piece, right? Being able to actually, again, I say, turn these lights on, press record, and tell stories with folks and have that conversation about things that matter and things that resonate. Because I can put anyone on the other side of this camera, and they may say they don't have anything interesting to say, but give me 15 minutes with you, and we can have a conversation, and hopefully it's above the noise level. Hopefully it's actually, again, it's positive. Hopefully it actually will cause folks to have a move to action. So again, technical publishing, technical consulting, digital publishing, all this stuff from a contextual perspective for about 11 years. And then really since the pandemic, was that when did the world stop? 2020? That's when I went all, for the most part, all video. Yeah, went all video. And really talk to people within my industry, right? So the business of technology, talk to people within my industry who are either designing systems, be it either hardware, software, services, and things of that nature, about how we can leverage technology to be better.
So what you just said is a reflection of your tagline, which is, I want to get it right, to enlighten, entertain, and educate, which is what you're doing.
Oh my God, she's done her research. I love that.
I told you,
that's pretty cool. Yeah.
I told you.
But you just got cool points right there. Take the cool points I gave the Mark earlier and put them in your bucket.
Yeah, I will. I'll just move them across. Don't worry.
Yeah.
It's 50 points for Lisa.
Talking about new technology and AI, virtual reality coming, it's here, ain't going anywhere. It's here. Yeah. How does that reflect how you are going to enlighten, entertain, and educate people? Like, how is that making you shift what you do or what you teach or what you tell people to use? I'm just curious because it's a factor now, obviously.
Yeah, and interesting enough, it's not making me shift. It's making me just make people more aware because it's already been here. And again, folks within the enterprise and technology world have been utilizing artificial intelligence for a long time. We've been using a lot of these technologies before they became more commercialized, before you started seeing them on these TVs, CNBCs and the CNNs of the world, and before it started becoming more common sense conversations. We've been delving in these aspects already. So I now tell folks, now that you see this, now that you have access to it, now that it's easier to accomplish whatever goal it is you're trying to accomplish with technology, don't be afraid of that technology. Leverage that technology and understand that there are pros and cons to any and everything that you do. But the machines aren't going to take over. It's the ones that are going to be ahead of the curve in terms of knowing how to leverage technology are the ones that are going to succeed, right? Because the growth is really at a hockey stick kind of trajectory right now. So things are happening so fast, especially around, Lisa, you mentioned about AI and things of that nature. Things are happening so fast that only those that are willing to take the time, energy, and effort to stay aware of what's going are going to be the ones that continue to succeed from a long-term perspective, right? Yeah. If you just sit by and let it go by and let it happen to you, so to speak, it's going to overtake you, and unfortunately, you're going to be left behind. But if you want to continue to be a coach, if you want to be a subject matter expert, if you want to be someone viewed as a trusted advisor, have that onus to stay in front of it, so you can actually answer those questions, just like you were asking. What does it do? How does it affect me? How can I leverage it? And things of that nature. So that's really what I spend a lot more of my time in terms of, instead of not shy away from it, but what's your particular niche? What's your particular industry? These are tools within those silos or those categories that can fit the needs that you're trying to either do for yourself or do for your community or do for your business.
Yeah, I completely agree with you because if you have the knowledge and understanding of how to just do it the right way and combine it with the
Yeah,
AI as a tool, then I
yeah,
think you definitely come out on top, so I
yeah.
completely agree with
And
you.
so, I mean,
Yeah.
think about content creators, right? There's so many. I don't know if you guys want to go into that as well, but there are so many platforms, tools, either from hardware, even on a software perspective, that make our lives so much easier. If there's something that can take away cycles within your workflow, at least take a look at it, especially the
Yeah.
editing cycle. Oh my God, editing is why I got all this gray hair, right? The Da Vinci's and the Adobes and the
Right.
Final Cuts. Oh my gosh, right? That'll put years on your life. So if there is something out there to help you with your time to market, so to speak, why not take a
Yeah.
look at that, and why not see if you can leverage that piece of technology? So
Well, Neil and we were all talking about you're a big Opus Clip user, and I think Neil, you had a few questions you wanted to ask if you want to
Yeah, I
jump in
mean,
because we all love that Opus.
yeah, so you were one of the first people that I sort of tuned into who sort of embraced Opus Clip for repurposing content. And I was just thinking about how is that fitting now into your workflow? And as you mentioned, people should be embracing these types of tools to really just cut down on the hard work that it is for the editing. I mean, to repurpose that content manually, to having to go through your
yeah,
clip in Final Cut and find the right bits, it was just painful. So people are. I'm like you. I think people should be embracing the technology in order to make their lives easier. And if you don't embrace it, then you're just going to be left behind and you're going to be doing it old school. But in terms of Opus AI, I know you've had some conversations with the development team and the engineering guys there, and I've watched some of your shows around that. How is that working for you now, and how are you integrating that into your sort of day to day?
I love that question. Again, I love the research. Right? Yeah. So, in all full transparency, I've been a brand partner with Opus since day zero. Right. So even before they started doing the generative AI content clipping functionality, they were doing another project. I had all of the founders. I had Young. I had Libby. I had all of the core team literally sitting in this room. We were hashing some things out. We went out for drinks. All that stuff, right? I'm not going to say that I was the one that helped them to pivot into going into that different direction and actually doing the generative AI, but we had those conversations. So I advocate for them. I don't like the word influence. I use the word advocate. So I will tell other folks, other creators similar to you guys as well, take a look at what Opus Clip is doing, because they really are at the forefront in terms of using artificial intelligence to find those maybe viral moments, those moments that got a good hook to it, those moments that have a good trend analysis, that sort of thing, to where when you cut it up into 30, 60, 90 seconds and put it out there on multiple social media platforms, that it has an opportunity to resonate with your community. It's not going to guarantee that you go viral. It's not going to guarantee that you now go from 20 subscribers to 200,000 subscribers, but within that conversation, using their generative AI, it will allow you to actually have a clip of content that will actually resonate with your community. There's a handful of platforms that are out there doing it. Today, as we sit, March 4th, 2024, Opus is definitely near the top. Again, there's a couple of other companies that are out that are getting real close, but the iteration from the team at Opus, they all come from TikTok.
So they know what they're talking
So,
about,
so
right?
they know, right? So they
Yeah.
know what actually hits. They know where you get that dopamine hit from. They know about that swipe left, swipe right. So
Yeah.
again, right?
Yeah.
They know how it subconsciously works with consumers and works with users. So they are integrating that into the platform constantly. Not saying the other platforms aren't, but again, just the rate of evolution that I'm seeing at Opus Clip is presenting and delivering solutions to marketplace. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
It is, and
So I wonder.
I use
Oh,
it.
sorry.
Sorry, I was just going to say I use it pretty much exclusively now for my repurposing content. And I noticed the version 3. I just did a video on it recently about their updates and the fact now that they've got hook, engagement, flow, and all these AI workflows that tell you how
Yeah.
well your video is going to come across to a respective audience. You've got the genres now where you can select what particular genre your video fits into.
Yeah.
So therefore it'll adapt and refine what it's actually going to spit out based on your potential audience. So I'm loving it, and it's working for me, and I use it for some of my customers, and they heard about it through me, through you guys, you know, so it's great, and people are just really using it.
I'll say this, and I'm not going to drop any NDA bombs or nothing, but get yourself an affiliate link, get yourself an affiliate code for Opus, because
I have one.
okay, because there may be some announcements.
Okay.
Opus clip coming relatively soon. I'm gonna put that out there. I'm just gonna drop that right there in the middle of the crowd and just say,
okay,
we can talk about it offline, but we're gonna talk about it on the rip. I'm not gonna get myself in trouble, but just get yourself an affiliate link and continue to promote that particular platform, because they about to do some things that's gonna shake up the world.
All right.
I'm just gonna log off. I'm gonna log off now.
Okay. We're done. So thanks, James.
So I want to roll back, because before you can get to using an Opus clip or piecing things together, you have to do your show. You got to do a live show or record it. And I'm just curious what your process is going live using Ecamm. What's your process? Because I've watched your show, watch what you do online. And so if there's any little tidbits you want to share, or just a quick overview of how you get what you do out there into the world, that would be wonderful.
Yeah, and 80% of it is pretty static, but there's always that 20% of, in terms of scheduling, or in terms of, are we live or are we recorded, that kind of thing. At the onset, 35,000 foot level, know what you're going to talk about, know who you're going to talk to, know where it's going to go when you put the thing out there. Meaning every piece of content may not need to go on LinkedIn, may not need to go on Facebook, may not need to go on Twitter. I'll always call it Twitter. I'll never call it X. So there it is. And understand where your audience and where your community is. I am assuming that a lot of us here have a community that lives on YouTube. So again, probably 98% of the content that we push out is going to go on YouTube. But again, that may not also need to go on LinkedIn. That may not need to go on other platforms. Think about the show. So Lisa, you say you watch what I do. My Team No Sleep show, Social Impact of Sports. That doesn't go on LinkedIn. The audience there doesn't resonate with the conversations that we have on that particular session. So that's just YouTube, that's just Twitter, that's just the Facebook page as well. So know the content, know where you want to put it. Have a run of show. Folks, don't just come out here winging it. Have some bullet points in terms of what you're going to talk about. Know where your call to actions are. Know what promos, know what links, know what you're going to do before you actually turn the lights on. Now, most of the time you may not go down the exact run of show, but at least you have something to fall back on and you have something to look at. I'm looking at my sheet that has my run of show typically for a show right now. And you can get back in line with where you wanted to be and where you wanted to go during your session. So you got to have that, right? You can't just wing it. Don't wing it. That's horrible.
You can't wing it into what we're going through today with our technology. At least if you have a run of show, and you have to skip over something, at least you know where you're going. Yeah. And so the flow can keep going. So I agree with you. I'm a big run of show. We all are, all three of us together.
I mean, especially if you have a guest that has a squirrel moment, like I typically do, right? I'll start going down a tangent. You'll have to pull me back in. You'll be able to reset the room, reset the conversation, and say, James, get back on topic. We were talking about this. So again, that's just also proper moderation. That's just proper hosting as well, by showing that you're prepared for any of those caveats and ad libs that may happen during the show. So definitely have that in place.
Absolutely. So I have another question.
I can't give you everything though, because then I have to start charging folks. So I can give you two.
But I can try to I can try to wiggle my way around it to get a little bit more out
probably,
of you. So.
Probably. Yeah, I can't give you everything without, for free here. We have to have a consultancy fee. Okay.
So I have one more, not one more, but I have another question I would love you to elaborate on. So you ready?
Hmm.
There was a quote I saw in one of your reels, and I'm again looking down so I can get it right. You made a quote about proper exposure is critical.
Oof.
Oh, here we go. Oversaturation can be detrimental. Know your balance. And I listened to it and I played it over again and it hit me. Please, please, please elaborate on that because that's something to talk about.
You make me break down emotional here on this because, and that's not something that I found from somewhere and that wasn't a drunken stupor off of scotch or something that particular night. Whenever I said it, stay in your lane and do what you do and know what you do and stay focused. That is really why stay focused on you is really at the core of what I speak, teach, and do. You can't be everything to everyone. You can't be on Snapchat, Snapchat, wherever the kids are. You know, the Snapchats and the TikToks and the Instagrams. You can't be on all places at one time and really expect to progress efficiently. You may have some growth, but if you're really trying to, again, put that dent in the universe, lock in on what it is that you want to lock in. Make sure it resonates with not just you, but also obviously resonates with your community, and go full in on that. Don't be hesitant. Don't be timid. Show fervor. Show emotion. You guys see I talk with my hands. I move with my hands a lot. I call them the jazz hands because again I'm emoting how passionate that I am about having these types of conversations. So it's all about again staying in your lane, staying focused, staying true to yourself, and staying true to the message that you're looking to put out there in the universe, and knowing that you can't be everything to everyone. You can't be everywhere at all times. You have to be where it resonates, where it makes sense. You have to be where you can provide value, and you have to be where it just starts again moving the needle in a positive direction. That was really the core of that right there. Because I saw a lot of folks trying to copycat, try to be someone who they think was an overnight success when really, and this is all a marathon. This isn't a sprint, right? Folks that are in content creation, this will wear on you, right? And if you're not ready to put in those reps, if you're not ready to use a sports analogy, to respect the process, you are going to get eaten up. Sorry, it's just the truth, right?
No, I agree with
it's
you.
just it's going to take it from you. So that kind of thing.
And to extend on what you're saying about being truthful in who you are on camera or with your people, with your tribe, it's exhausting if you have this character, you're trying to be something you're not because you're trying to be what you think you should be, and you're going to get burnt out. You're going to get burnt out. So live your truth, be your truth on camera, be your truth to your tribe, your people you're working with, your community, and I completely agree with you. And I talk with my hands too, except bubbles will pop up every once in a while.
Yeah, turn those reactions off. You run into new version
we
of
did.
Mac OS.
No, I've got
trying.
We're trying, and it keeps. Trust and believe we've tried.
It's in FaceTime. Turn off the reaction. Well, maybe we'll do that offline. But you get it, right? Again, understanding that you can't be somebody else, and the camera doesn't lie. All right. If I'm sitting here trying to pretend that I am somebody else, or I'm excited about a conversation when I'm really not, the folks that are watching can see it in my eyes, can see it in my emotion, can see it in my mannerisms that James ain't really feeling that, right? So they're going to tune out. But if you're authentic, if you do everything, if you do as much as you can with intention and purpose, Ecamm Fam knows that particular statement as well. If you do everything with intention and purpose, you're going to be all right.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's difficult as a content creator to, when you're starting, to really find your family, find your fan base, because you don't. People go into YouTube now thinking, I want to be Mr. Beast, I want to be PewDiePie back in the day and all that kind of stuff. And they're looking for that quick, accelerated, million subscribers. It's going to bring me tons of revenue. I can just sit back and relax. And I can quit YouTube, as a lot of these big content creators have been doing recently. And personally, it's like you said, it is a marathon. It's not a sprint. It takes time. You evolve. You sort of try a few things, see what you enjoy. And a lot of the time, well, what I found is things that I really enjoy, where I'm teaching people, trying to find a solution to a problem. I'll make a video about it. Those things resonate. And if those things resonate more and more, then you're just going to have that following, that sort of fan base. And as you said, you don't need like millions of subscribers to have a purpose. If you're making a difference with one person or a small amount of people, and it changes them in some way, it helps them in some way, then that's what I'm here for. That's what I like to do it for. So I think people need to think about not having that million subscriber thing, because those days have gone. And you might have the unicorns, you might have the one-offs, but it's not for everyone. And yeah, it is hard though. You have to put the work in to get some results, but it takes time. And
anything worthwhile is hard, right? You wouldn't want it to be easy,
right? Well, if it was easy, everybody would be doing it, right?
Yeah.
So that's why. And you got to stick with it. I think that's the thing. And I know people say about consistency, but consistency doesn't necessarily mean turning up regularly on a particular set of time. It means maybe be consistent with the type of content you're putting out. Don't put out a video about, I don't know, audio platforms one week and then woodworking the next week. You know, people are going to go, what is this channel about? Not that I don't know anything about
Not on the same channel, at least. Not on the same channel.
Not on the same channel,
right.
but yeah. But you're
It's
right. You
also
don't have
too
to be.
about staying flexible, because
Yeah.
things are constantly in flux and constantly changing. So you need to be agile to be like, okay, that worked, but that didn't. So let me shift a little bit and make it work now, and being okay with that and not getting stuck in.
Right.
I got to keep doing the same thing over and over again. Because that's what you think it is. So.
Right. I mean, why be complacent, and why get content,
Exactly.
and why continue to put your hand on top of the stove when you know it's hot? Right. You know it's going to hurt. So
Exactly.
why not do something different? Why not maybe follow the trends? Maybe see where why not see where topics within your niche, within your industry are going, and see if there's something that resonates with you and your community, and then go that route. If that works, then continue to move, continue to pivot. But again, if you keep going down the same path and beating your head against the wall, and you're not fulfilled, the people that you're trying to reach aren't fulfilled, they're not tuning in, do something else.
Yeah. And it goes back to
right. It's not written in stone.
What you were saying about paying attention to what your community will tell you what they want and need. And
Most
so
definitely.
pay attention to
Most
that.
definitely.
You said it earlier, pay attention to that, and then that'll make your content creation a little bit easier, because now you're not just grasping for straws to thinking I should be doing this and doing that. So, yeah. So I have a question. I try.
Make it an easy one, because you already got me answering these hard questions. My goodness.
Oh,
This is an easy one. These are
those
these.
Help me out,
Yeah,
Mark.
this-
I know, Mark. I know your email, your internet is down, but golly, Mark, help your boy out.
He knows Lisa will just keep going. I have a question. This one's easy. Given all the the work and everything, what do you do to like for downtime, or just to keep the balance, or I bring in self-care because I'm all about that. What do you do to make this work for you?
That's a great point, and that's something I talk about as well. I'm really keen on mental health awareness, especially for men, right? Because guys, we don't take care of ourselves like we should. We really don't pause, unfortunately. As a majority, I don't think that we pause and really have kind of like an inner circle of colleagues, family, friends, and acquaintances that we can rely on, and then have that inner circle to where we can be vulnerable, where we can ask questions, where we can look for help, look for feedback and criticism, and all of those things. So what I do, I'm pretty close to my family. Both sides of my family are incredibly close. My parents live 5 miles away. My wife's parents live 15 miles away. And believe it or not, they're all best friends. So there is that stress that is not on my shoulders just by having peace within the family ecosystem. But we travel a lot. I like to go. I'm in Northern California, like I was telling you earlier, Lisa. So we go to Yosemite a lot. That's one of my favorite places on this planet. I like to go to the coast, to Mendocino and to Fort Bragg, and just sit there at the ocean and exhale. There literally is a line item on my calendar for every single day. And for 45 minutes, it says exhale. That's what I do. So doing those kinds of things, staying active, getting away from all of the technology a lot of times too. I do consciously ensure that I unplug from screens and actually go hit the gym, go hit the bike, go do those things and have meaningful conversations, either with that inner circle that I have or with family and friends. So that keeps me balanced. Part of the 20 years at HP that they taught us and they ingrained in our head was having a work-life balance. So I'm really cognizant again about that piece. And like I said, the mental health, especially mental health for men, making sure that I reach out, not to leave you out, Lisa, but, I reach out to Mark and I reach out to Neil and just hit you up on a text message. Hey, man, how you doing? What's going on? And if any of my inner circle are watching or listening to this right now, they know, James is out there reaching out to those, because you got to do that. You can't assume. And a lot of times we don't ask for help. We don't ask for assistance. We don't look for it, but we really do need to have that. We're social beings. So I kind of try to spearhead some of that with my people.
I think all of what you just said is so important to hear. Yeah, Mark, please.
I was just going to say, I know a big thing about what you talk about is putting in the work, and I think a lot of people think that's sort of burning the midnight oil. It's about being all the things, even if you're trying to work out these tools that are going to help you. But I think putting in the work generally, like I say, putting it into you, which might be the rest, having your hobbies, putting it in perspective, spending time with your family, is being sort of intentional about all those things, isn't it? Rather than just kind of, if I just run really fast, I'm going to get there in the end.
Yeah, very, very true. And I see Equip Institute, I see Florence Donald here on the line, and I posed a question to her a couple of weeks ago about being busy versus being productive. And there is a difference, there is a delineation, and knowing and setting yourself up for success for the next day. So literally one of the activities that I do when I shut down at the end of the night is I will write down the 3 things that I'm looking to accomplish the next day. Get up the next day, and I am a eat the frog kind of guy. So there's Pomodoro, there's all kinds of time management and work and techniques and things of that nature. I'm an eat the frog guy, meaning do the hard things first. Then I can just coax and relax throughout the but tackle those big things throughout the day. And I set that mindset up and I set that plan up the night before, such that when I wake up the next day, I can get that done, handle that, feel I've got some things I can check off, some accomplishments, and then move forward with the remainder of my day. But again, that being conscious, not waiting until 12 and 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning. Listen, I'm not in college anymore. I can't stay up that late and be doing work. I got to get a little bit of shut eye. But Mark, just like you were saying, man, being aware of the things that you can do on a day-to-day basis. There's 24 hours a day, but you don't have to use them all working on business, work on physical, financial, spiritual health, things of that nature. Work on all that as well throughout that time period of the day.
And knowing eventually everything will get done. It'll all get done.
It might. It will. There'll be some new stuff next day, but it might get done.
Yeah, I mean, from your list.
But again, think about it. That's one of those things of being flexible, right? So again, you have your categories, you have your priorities, your A, B, and C priorities, depending on, again, to get things, whatever methodology that you utilize. But you'll never be at inbox zero. Don't ever think you'll get to inbox zero. Do you want to get to inbox zero anyway? That means maybe you're not doing enough. Maybe you don't have enough leads and opportunities coming your way. But you want to at least be to where it's not an overwhelming chore to do what you've set out to do. If you want to be an entrepreneur and you want to continue to bring value, you want to be busy. You want to be hustling. You want to be active. You want to have folks reaching out to you to be on their show or going out to speaking engagements or traveling. You want to have that type of activity around you. If you have a lull, then okay, maybe you need to bring something else into your ecosystem, into your business to take advantage of that time. So you'll never. I don't think that I'll ever be to a point where I'll be completely done with everything. That just means for me that I need to get to work. I got 2 kids in college. I'm gonna be working for a little while. Yeah.
I
Amen to
understand that.
Right. These D1 colleges cost a little something, so I'm gonna be working for just a little while.
So you were talking a little bit
funny.
before about you don't have to be everywhere, and I think there's a trend at the moment that people are still trying to find their feet, particularly when you're starting off in this industry where you're being a content creator. And the whole content creator thing means, okay, well, where do I need to be? Do I pick up a platform? Do I just start with YouTube? Do I start with YouTube and then maybe post a few things to Instagram, and then do I put it on TikTok, and then let's look at Twitter? And the thing is, it's difficult, as you mentioned, and I think I've met people and done this myself where you try to be everywhere just so you can generate some interest, get your face in front of people, get noticed, and then hopefully the rest will follow. So what advice would you have maybe for somebody who's just starting out? And the number one thing that I read about recently in the US, particularly when you ask a range of younger people, what do you want to be when you leave college? I want to be a YouTuber. They don't want to be a content creator. They want to be a YouTuber. So for people who are just starting off in this content creator madness, what sort of piece of advice would you give them? And if you were to turn back the clock, would you have done anything differently yourself?
First piece of advice would be, if you're going to standardize on a home, build that environment effect, build that on concrete instead of on straw, meaning go in really conscious in terms of how you tackle that platform. We're talking about YouTube, so go in, make sure that you have your content that you're going to be delivering to your community nailed down. It doesn't have to be written in blood or anything, because again, you're going to continue to pivot as the community grows, but know what you want to talk about, be conscious and confident in what you want to talk about, do the work behind the scenes in terms of marketing and advertising and all that, because no one knows that you're there until you tell them that you're there. So do all of those aspects. Come with a as well-oiled machine as you possibly can. No one's going to be perfect. There's going to be flubs. There's going to be ad libs. There's going to be all this and that. But again, kind of some of those foundational pieces about talking about having a run of show, having all of those administrative pieces in place. So get your channel in terms of what you want to talk about. Make sure you have your communities in place, or you have your community identified. Advertise and market to that community. Build that infrastructure, build that administrative piece, and then get out of your own way and then just go do it. Watch the trends, watch the analytics, watch the numbers, watch the retention, watch all of the things behind the scenes, the not sexy things. Watch all of that stuff behind the scenes to know, again, if you're being efficient and effective. Know when people are dropping off from your screen, know when people are coming in, be responsive to comments. Do all of that stuff behind the scenes to make sure that you're growing and you're evolving, right? So do all of that stuff behind the scenes as well. Try not to splinter your audience, but be aware of other possible places where your audience can be, right? I see Eileen Smith in the building, right? She's huge everywhere. She's big, but she's on Twitter, and she's got an incredibly engaging audience out there on Twitter. She's out there on YouTube, incredibly engaging audience out there on YouTube. Same thing with her Facebook profile. But again, it's taking her years to get to that point to where she's been able to cultivate all of those different locations, because a Twitter audience consumes content different than a Facebook audience, than a YouTube audience. And you have to be able to move in between those types of expectations depending on where you're going to go. So next thing, just to answer the question, is understand where you want to go when you do go do the thing. Are you going to be multi-streaming? Are you going to be going to all those different locations at one particular time? Or are you going to build content for YouTube? Just go to YouTube, chop it up, and then send out shorts and reels and stories, things of that nature to those other platforms, knowing that each of those platforms have a different consumption expectation. What was the question? What else was there? You asked me something else.
It was just if you could turn back the clock, would you do anything different?
This focused coffee is just the truth, y'all.
There you go. You are focused.
Yes.
If I could turn back the clock, I would say that it took me a little while to get out of doing the blogging thing, because again, that I like to write. I do. I stayed in the textual world for probably longer than I should have. I still blog and I still write. I still have my site, infotainmentnews.net, but getting into the video piece, getting into this storytelling aspect, I probably would have gotten into it before 2020, as opposed to just dabbling in it before. Because there's such emotion, there's such a connection that you have when I can look at folks directly in the eye, and you know I'm looking at you in the eye, and I'm truthful with what I say. Even on the audio side, right? Audio podcast is one great thing as well. You can hear the inflection in my voice, but man, when the video comes in and you see all this animation that I have right here, you know, okay, he's either high or he or he's really feeling what he's feeling. Come on, just jokes, man. Golly, y'all don't get too serious right here, but that kind of thing. That would be it. That would be it. The fact that I probably didn't get into video. Oh my gosh, see, Lisa, she didn't fell off now. They're never gonna let me back on this stream, y'all.
It's all right. You get 3 strikes. It's fine. And it's all the coffee anyway. It's no problem. We know the coffee is good.
They never gonna let me
Yeah,
back on here.
let's slide into the coffee, because again, I see you have a coffee.
Coffee's sold out.
I know. I was gonna buy some. As like it's sold out. What do I do? What's happening?
I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna do a coffee. I'm
blinded man.
I'll tell you what I'm gonna do next, and I haven't told a lot of people what I'm gonna do next. And I don't know if Ecamm is listening, but y'all don't bite my thing. I'm gonna do a hot sauce next.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
wait.
Yeah, we're gonna do a hot sauce. So don't y'all don't go out there biting my thing.
Wait a minute. My family's from New Orleans. So
New
I
Orleans,
like
okay.
hot sauce.
Yeah.
I'll buy your hot sauce.
Okay, little Cafe du Monde, little
Yeah, little
little
beignet, and
you know,
yeah.
that's all you need. So I think that's what I'm doing. I'll probably bring the coffee back, and the coffee was an iteration as well. I called it the first batch. I called it just a generic. It was HicksNewMedia blend of coffee. Okay, that was cool. But then someone in the community reached out and said, one of your taglines is focused. That would be a cool name to call the coffee. I'm like, man, that makes too much sense. So listening to the community and being able to bob and weave and pivot based on those names. And when I did that, it immediately started selling, and it sold out. And I sold out my first MOQ after that, my minimum order quantity. That's the same thing that Ecamm is going through right now. They have an MOQ. That's why they say order it. And I'm probably giving all this behind the scenes away. They have you order it and then it'll eventually ship out. Sure. They have a minimum order quantity of 50.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
I'm sorry, Katie and everyone. I just gave out all the behind the scenes on it.
My main question is,
and I'm really interested
internationally. Sorry, Mark. Sorry.
No, let's finish the coffee question first.
Well, here's a quick question. Does your coffee ship internationally?
Yes.
Great.
Yeah, we can ship that internationally. And so Ecamm switched over to the same platform
right?
for the merch store as well. So yeah, Fourth Wall will ship internationally as well.
Okay, cool. You have the Fourth Wall as well. Sorry, Mark. I know there's a delay. So Mark, over to you.
Thank you. It's coming in live and well. What I thought was really fascinating as we got into there was the fact that I know multiple different streams of income is something that you're really sort of keen on sort of preaching from that point of view. And so I guess that listening to the audience and the being focused on where you are and being intentional for your content, that's also going to sort of filter into where you want to maybe, like say, have a fourth wall for merch, or whether you're selling a course or whatever. You're going to start to know that based on those things you were talking about before.
Yes. Listen, YPP YouTube Partner Program is nice. It's a watermark. It's a milestone, but creators will tell you that is not the end all to be all, right? You got to be one that's got the not just the silver, but maybe have the platinum and the gold. The idea is not just to get monetized. The idea is to have kind of those Pat Flynn super fans, to have that tribe of folks that will really ride and die and resonate with you from a long-term perspective. So having multiple streams of income, if that's one of your goals, If that's not your goal, then fine. But if one of your goals and one of your objectives is to continue to build revenue from doing this content creation task, don't just rely on the partner program. The checks that come in on the 21st of the month, they're nice, but again, that they fluctuate. Have merchandise, have offerings that you provide that set yourself up as that trusted advisor, that subject matter expert. So have consultancy, have coaching, offer master classes, offer all of those things that really 10% more than the next person, so you can see yourself as that expert and you can charge effectively for that service. Have something like a newsletter that has not just a free tier, but has a premium tier where if they want insider insights to your brain and your mind and your analysis and your research, they pay for it. People pay attention to what they pay for. So if you're bringing that value, and I've said it before, right? If you're coming above that line and above the noise, and you're giving them something that they can digest and something that they can use to make a positive impact on the environment or the community or their family or whatever the case may be, people pay attention to what they pay for and charge for your worth. Charge for your worth. So consultancy, coaching, one-on-one sessions, master classes, webinars, workshops, ebooks, all the things, right? Do that. Speaking engagements, brand ambassadorships, affiliate relationships. Look, Ecamm Family, shouts out to them. The Ecamm's affiliate program is ridiculous. My goodness, they just giving money away, right?
Yeah.
So why not, right?
Exactly.
So why not do that? You're using it. You advocate for the platform anywhere. Tell folks who want to get into this, hey, I'm using this platform. This is the truth. Use my link. It's going to cost them the same thing. They may get 14 days free anyway, but Ken and Glenn just giving money away. Do it.
I like to call what you just described the egg carton method. You just, this little bucket for this stream, and fill up your egg carton. There you have it.
Okay, right on. I like that. I might steal it, and I'll send you, a finder's fee for it. If I steal it, I'll send
me some coffee and hot sauce, and then we're
there you
good.
go.
It's all good.
All these royalties. All right. Well, I can't believe.
Yeah, listen. Equipment Institute Florence is saying, I see you shaking up things. That's what I do. Again, you never know what you're gonna get when I come on. You could get a. You could get a strike. You could get a claim. You could get all kind of stuff.
We don't mind.
Like, oh Lord, you're gonna have some explaining to do. Is what you're gonna have.
I have one last quick question. It's a finish the sentence situation. Finish the sentence. What is the most significant mistake people make with technology? So the most significant mistake people make with technology is
being timid and being afraid of it, thinking that you're going to break something. Right. There really is nothing. There's not a lot that you can do to be completely disastrous to something, to do an irreconcilable change. So fire up a YouTube channel, build it, put some context, put some framework around it. Oh, this isn't what you wanted. Okay, do it again. Or change the description, change the genre, change whatever the case may be. Go in with some hardware manufacturers, go with a camera. You start with Canon or you start with Nikon. I'm sorry. Come on over here to Sony, and then you're gonna be okay. But go through those iteration pieces to where I'm sorry. Don't be afraid to go through the learning cycle is what I'm saying. Oh my gosh, I'll never get I'm going to NAB too. So I'm going to the National Association of Broadcasters again next month. And one of the booths, of course, that I'm going to reach out to is going to be the Sony, the Canon booth, just to go there and mess with them. But man, I'll never get a deal with them now.
You're going to stay well away from
Nikon. You get the idea. Yeah, you get my idea. Right?
We've lost everybody who was a Nikon.
Yeah, next question.
They're all gone.
They've all dropped off.
Yeah.
I've just seen loads of people just drop off. So
all the Fuji people, all the Pentax folks. Do they Pentax still make cameras?
Oh wow!
Yeah,
really? Wow!
Let's just throw Kodak in there as well.
Check that up.
Yeah, it's just. Polaroid. The list
Polaroid,
goes
oh dear.
on.
Take the
We're gone.
lesson in it, but take all the extra ad lib that I put in. Just cut that out, right?
It's all right.
I know we're live, but just cut that out.
Throw it in Descript. Yeah, well, it'll be a
Shouts out
paragraph
to
by the time
Descript.
we finished on this show, so it's
Done.
fine. We'll just keep a paragraph.
Oh
Done.
my goodness. Well, guys,
Did
is
I
there
kind
anything
of
else?
answer your question, Lisa? I apologize.
Yes.
Did I kind of
No,
answer your
no, don't
question to
apologize.
not be
You
afraid of
absolutely-
technology? Okay.
It was a great answer. I appreciate it. It'll make my editing easier. Thank you. Thank you.
I'll do
Thank
the
you. No, it was a
clap
great,
too, right?
great
So
answer.
so you know exactly
Yeah,
when
we
the
know
when
that. That's it. That's it.
Now, is there anything else you want to ask?
I think we are
Mr.
good. We've
James.
kept James for so long.
I know.
but-
I know.
No,
That's why I was being
you're
mindful
kicking
of
me
his
off now.
time.
You're like, oh, jeez.
No, we're being
Yeah.
mindful of your time.
No, you guys got
Not
the,
like
the
that.
chat behind the scenes, like saying, "Oh no, it's
Yeah, we're
This
like,
dude gotta go.
we've been doing this all day. No, I'm just kidding. Of course not. It's been an honor to have you here, and we have a little socials
Yes.
thing for you. So this is where, if those of you who don't know where James is, he's everywhere, and this is where you can find him. I think the main site is James Hicks, newmedia.com to find you there. But yeah, we have all your socials, so please go and find James here, and we'll put all the links in the description of the show as well, James, for you, so people can find where you are. Where's he gone? I've got the wrong one. There you
we
go.
lost him.
Sorry. Never let
come
me
back.
produce
Sent
a
him
show.
away.
There's so
I'm
many
not
buttons.
producing this one, so I don't know.
No, so
Again,
many
you just
buttons.
kick me off there. Just
Yeah, sorry about that.
take my ball and go home, I guess. Man.
No. James, thank you so much. You gave so much great insight and information, so much appreciated. Thank you.
You're very
Thank
welcome
you.
to stick around,
And
James.
before you kick me to the curb, I want to say
No,
this. I
no,
want to
it's
give you guys these flowers right here. This is a great thing that you're doing. I know this evolved out of Creator Camp. I know when folks got a chance to meet each other and you sat down there at the tables and you came up with ideas and you came up with possibilities of what could be done. This is one of the onsets of that. So keep doing it. This is a great addition to resources for beginner, intermediate, advanced, anyone who, again, is looking to be a creator in this whole ecosystem. So I just wanted to give you guys your flowers on that for doing this thing, building out the process, building out the show, building out the tools and the resources, because this is incredibly necessary too. Everyone thinks they have the answer and they don't. If you think you got all the answers, you're in the wrong room. You need to be around folks who are actually doing the thing. Neil, Mark, and Lisa are doing the thing. So there you go.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
that means a lot. Yeah, thank you.
It does, and we'll definitely use that soundbite for our advertising. James Hicks said this. There you go. So thank you so much, James. It's really appreciated. Stick around. We have quizzes. We have comments. It's all coming up, and let's get to some comments. James Hicks, thank you so much. And let's get to some comments, because people have been commenting about you. So first off, Florence, welcome. Hello. Thank you. Yeah. Dan, the cam overlays are in height order. Okay. I'm not sure what that means, but there you go. Thank you. Life does actually happen. Yeah, we've had a lot of technical issues today, and Marcus is here for the people. Marcus is always here. Thank you so much, Marcus. And Dan is here to heckle. So you've not heckled much today. Thank goodness for that. And George, thank you, George. You may be our top winner so far, George. Let's see if you get the questions to the quiz right. And Roy says, quite funnily, it's too much work to try and be yourself when you could just be yourself.
Yes.
That's an interesting one. Thanks, Roy. Marcus, he's into the YouTube game because he loves it. And Eileen, yes, spicy. So hot sauce coming from James soon. And Florence says, I see you, I can't even speak. I see you shaking things up, Mr. Hicks. So there you go. Well, these comments just keep going. James is a very popular guest. He needs to come back now. I mean, we only get a couple of copyright strikes and things like that, but there you go. And you are, and you're going to still be heckling. So thanks, James, for that. And James is giving flowers. You can buy myself flowers. All right.
A Miley Cyrus.
Is it a
Miley
Miley
Cyrus.
Cyrus? I
Yes.
wouldn't know. So thanks. I'm far too old for Miley Cyrus. But anyway, that's another thing
But
altogether.
I'm older than you, so come on. Come on now.
It's all right. You're just more down with the kids than I am. All right. I think.
Steady.
Shall we have a quiz? Is it time for the quiz?
Yes. It's time for the quiz.
Let's have a quiz.
Let's have a quiz. Oh, look at that. Somebody's been bored and doing graphics. All right, so we have question 1 and... All right. Mark, this is your question.
This is me. There we go. How many videos does James have on his YouTube channel? Is it A, 1,000, B, 890, C, 965, or D, 840? And this is the most recent that we've found in the last few hours.
Indeed, and I can see James in the green room is Googling himself now just to find out how many how many videos he's actually got there. So for those of you who don't know how this quiz works, and we should have explained it, you just simply need to post in the comments your answer to this. And, oh, George, he's always there. Let's go back into the comments. And George says C. And I'd have to go back and look at the quiz because I can't remember what C was, but I don't think C is the right answer. So, George, you get one of these. Sorry, George. So, George is not right anymore. Comments coming in with the right answer. Oh, somebody is saying B. No, Marcus, it isn't B. And Eileen, it isn't B either. So, sorry, get a sad face as well. So let's actually go back to the question. And the right answer is 840.
Yeah.
As of this afternoon when I looked and made sure that it was 840. So, yeah. James is laughing. I'm going to bring James back on. James, 840. So there you go.
Why you had to put me out there too when I had to like go check my own channel? How many videos does this guy got?
Because it means that you're not consciously
funny.
looking at numbers all the time. You're in it for the love, not for the numbers, right?
That's
the
a
main
good
thing.
point, man.
Just
right?
the
That's a
value.
good point.
There's the go.
All
right.
I do look at the analytics, but I don't live in the analytics.
There you
if
go.
that makes sense.
All right. Well, we thought we'd
Makes
give
a lot of
you a
sense.
nod for that question. So, question 2, Lisa, this is your question.
What was the original name of the Hollywood sign? Should be written there.
And it missed. Sorry. It should have said the Hollywood sign, not the Hollywood.
Yeah, Hollywood
Because
sign. This is an ode to. I live in Los Angeles, and so we thought we'd do some regional questions here.
All
Is
right.
it A, New Hollywood, B, Hollywood Land, C, Hollywood Park, or D, Hollywood Avenue?
All right, guys, and girls, you have a few more seconds. George is straight in again with the answer. I think we just give the end of year prize to George right now. I'm convinced he is the man. And we've got some more comments coming in. Let's go to the comments and find out. Oh, I'm sorry, Eileen, you're still up there. And George has come up with the answer B. And he actually says that one he does know. Well, George, you are absolutely... Oops, I'm sorry. You've disappeared. We'll give you a winner. Well done, George. George is at the top of our leaderboard. Eileen
Yes.
came in a little bit late, Eileen, but we'll give you a little winner badge as well. Why not? So, Eileen, me. And Marcus quite rightly said, and you can. Did they lose some letters? Well, Marcus, Lisa can tell you the story.
I can.
Oh,
Am I doing the quiz all over again?
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. No, so I'm just kidding. No, so yes, it
They
did
lost
lose
the
some of the
land.
letters. Yeah, they lost
Yes,
the land.
they lost the land.
It should have been I've lost land. All right, question 3, and if nobody gets this right, then we're just going to close the show, and that's it. All right. So question 3. Come on, people. What version of Ecamm was released today? Is it A, 4.1.11, B, 5.0, C, 4.2, or D, 4.1.12? Come on, you've got to know the answer here. And
Be quick.
be quick. Da-da-da-da-da. I like that. Be quick. Was that subliminal, Mark,
Yeah.
to give somebody the wrong or right answer?
I'm not that clever. Certainly not today after everything that's happened.
All right. So we've got people coming in with
Oh.
answers. Right. We've got a couple of seconds.
Yeah.
Come on, get your
So
answers
A,
in.
B, C, or D?
Who was first? Who was first? Okay. So here's the comments. So we had a wrong answer to start with. Sorry about that. We also had George with 4.2. George, you were the first in the list. So once again, you are a winner. I don't know how you do this. People coming obviously in with C. So yeah, everybody's getting the right answer. Of course, the answer was, if I go back to the quiz, 5.3.2. No, 4.2 is the right answer, of course. So well done to George again. I don't need to keep a tally anymore. So that's George. Another
No.
2.
But we should start our
can I just put-
leader. Oh.
Go, Mark.
Well, there is a leaderboard.
Our leaderboard.
Can I
We
just
need
put
to
a spanner
create
in the works? Do you get the correct answer by putting the A, B, C, or D, or by putting the actual answer in? 'Cause
Well,
that
George
changes
did
the
both.
result.
George did both, and I just need to correct, and I'm sorry. B was for the last question. My apologies, but no worries. But yeah, George was still first, as per usual. So there he is. So George, top of the leaderboard so far, but you can make a difference if you answer the question quicker than George, and you can get to the top of the leaderboard, and you can win an amazing prize. We've got coffee from James, spicy sauce from Jack. I'm just kidding. He's not giving us anything. We have no prizes
And
right now,
everything
but
he
who
can from
knows
Fourth Wall.
at the end of the year. Let's see what we can steal from Creator Camp.
I think at the end of the season we'll have a prize. I'm just saying.
Oh, you're just saying. I know where
we
you're
have
going.
we have the capability.
And Eileen says, congratulations, George. You have
Excellent.
a fastest internet than me. You answer before you even see the question. Yeah, how is he doing that? He is Mr. Zero Latency. So he has a super fast connection.
Oh.
What's next, ladies and gentlemen? I guess it's a little bit of merch on the but it wasn't a trick question. So next up.
It is merch on the perch.
Question 4.
Question 4. No, it's
Question
not.
4. Mark,
Merch on the perch.
It's time for Mark to do merch on the perch.
All right, Mark, over to you.
So this is Dan, who was on the show last time. He's here. Very kindly shared his picture of his daughter, and as we know, he's talking about twins. So thank you very much for sharing that with us. A lovely, lovely smiley picture with a fantastic cap. Thank you so much, Dan, for putting that in for us.
And our next picture is Hollywood Land.
Yeah,
Which
that's
Lisa?
Yes, that's to show the answer that was correct. That it was Hollywood Land. That's an actual photograph from I think early 1900s, I assume, of Hollywood's land sign.
When did that fall? I have no idea, but yeah, I guess at some point it did.
I'll find out what year that was taken, but it's an old black and white of the real deal. For the land disappeared.
Are there any car aficionados? Someone will recognise the car and the year or the make and model. They'll be able to come back with the answer for that.
Right, of course. Now, we have a couple of comments. Let's just go to the comments. George is are you laughing at the new chicken sound that we made? We thought we'd do a little subtle tweet, and then we decided to do a rooster instead. So that's fine. And Florence said, yes, and I just had the viewer message me that shows us with the call for. I'm not sure what that means. I don't
either.
I'm a bit stumped. Anyway, moving swiftly on, our next segment in the show, because we do have a run of show, as James said, only the best shows have a run of show. So I don't know why we have one, but we do anyway. So the next segment is Creator Showcase, and every week we like to give a little nod, a sign of appreciation, a Creative Amplifier token to one creator in particular. We used to have 3, but we're running out, so we decided to do one every fortnight instead. And now it's the Creator Showcase segment. All right, so today's Creator Showcase is Sandra Van Sickle. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing your name right. Sandra is an online and in-person educator. specializing in custom home furnishings, fabrics, and all things design. Sandra has a ton of online resources, classes, and tutorials to help you level up your home furnishing skills. And you can find out more about Sandra at sandravansickle.com. And she is also a demon selfie taker. She won the competition at Creator Camp for the person that takes the most selfies. I've never seen anybody run around with their iPhone so much. Doesn't matter who you were. There were people in the street getting selfies with Sandra, and they were complete strangers. Nothing to do with Creator Camp. Most people in the bars as well. But she won it, and there you have it.
It was a thing to see. It was good.
It was.
Talk about focus. She was focused.
She was focused. Yes.
Definitely focused indeed. Shall we talk about who is coming on for our next guest?
Yes.
Lisa?
Our next guest is. Go ahead, Neil.
Oh,
This
it's
is your section.
Is it my segment? Of course it is. I'm so sorry. We have a run a show, but I'm not keeping to it. So our next guest is Marilu, and she'll be here in a couple of weeks' time. And for those of you who are very observant, Marilu has just posted a video on the Ecamm channel all about how to get your Instagram vertical live streaming working. It's a great video. Go and watch that. If you get confused about how to set Instagram up, get down with the kids, get on Instagram and use Marilu's video to get yourself connected. So, wow, this has been a show. We have some more comments coming in as well, if I may just throw us over to the comments. Marcus has said, did they lose the land because they lost the land? Oh, Marcus.
Good question.
You made me chuckle.
That's funny.
You made me chuckle. That is funny.
That
We
is
don't know
very
the real
funny.
answer. We didn't do our research on that.
I'll put the real answer on Instagram. How's that?
There you go.
I'll
There you
do
go.
my
yeah.
research.
Follow us on the socials.
Follow us on
There
the
you go.
socials, and I'll put the real answer.
Indeed. So here is where you can, how you can get involved, first of all. We'd like you to be our guest, of course. You can be our guest and nominate somebody else to be a guest, somebody that you don't particularly like. You can just nominate them to be a guest in our show. Send in your pictures of any of your Ecamm merch. Now, James has obviously got something older than the new merch, so James could obviously send us some pictures of his treasured Ecamm merch as well. But to do that, just scan the QR code or go to the link tree at Creative Amplifiers, and you can send us a picture, like DMing or whatever way, and tell us about your show, because this show is all about you at the end of the day. We did this because of Creator Camp. We want to know more about you, get to know our family, our community. So tell us more about you, and that's how you can get in touch. And we have a little, where is it gone? I don't know where my CTA's gone. I've lost my CTA. I'll find it before we end the show, but just click on the link tree, Creative Amplifiers, and you can get in touch with us right there.
Love it. I love the fact that
Very
you talk
good.
about being down with the kids. Is that why that when we did our video for Ecamm, you did the Windows 95 thing?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, it was a little nod to, my heritage and history of using all this old software that I don't like very much, but there you go. Yes, Windows. All right.
Fair enough.
It's been a show.
It has been a show, and we got through it. Mark, we did it.
Amazing. We didn't think so a couple of hours ago with no
Yeah.
internet and nothing going on and everything breaking, but we're here and I've been here for the whole stream. So thank you for
Yeah.
bearing with me with
Nothing
all the blipping and bapping.
Yeah,
No
nothing
worries. Have
broke.
you,
It's all good.
Have you basically burnt through all your data now, Mark? Are you?
Yes.
Do we owe you like $100 or something for your internet?
I'm not
Probably.
going to look. I'm going to wait for the bill and I'll pass it on to somebody.
Just pass it on to your ISP because they've obviously let you down today. All right. Well,
Yes,
anyway,
exactly.
I guess that's it. Thanks for
Yes.
joining, right? And we'll be back in 2 weeks' time with Marilu
Yes.
as our guest.
Yes.
And,
Thank you so much.
And I think that's
Great.
it.
Thank
Yeah.
you very much to James. Yeah, it's been brilliant.
And we
Yes.
will
All
see
right.
you in 2 weeks' time. All right. Take care, everybody. We'll see you in
Have
2
a great
weeks.
week, guys.
Oh, That was OCTA.
There it is.
Well, we're still here. Anyway, just real quick. This is how I knew there was it somewhere. I just couldn't find it. This is how to get in touch. Creative Amplifiers on YouTube, Creative Amplifiers on Instagram, and scan the QR code, nominate and be our guest. And hopefully my end screen will work. And thanks for watching. And we'll see you in a couple